Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com. Troy West, of course, longtime guest on our shows, and Troy tells me he's been killing it in college basketball, specifically requested to cover a bunch of round of 64 games with me, specifically took the 5 that we're going to cover, and he tells me he's got a great record, ATS, in college basketball since February 1st. If he can give us 3 or 4 winners out of the 5 games he's covering, that's awesome. That's why we love having him on the show. Troy West, thanks for being with us.
You bet, Pete. Yes, 65% since February 1st, Pete. And you know what? My favorite game of the tournament's this one right here, Pete.
New Mexico State, Kansas. All right, well, we'll see what you have to say about it. Right now, Kansas is 11.5-point favorite. Total's 131. Kansas a little bit like Indiana. They were a team that I had circled as an overvalued team that I was probably going to want to bet against in round 1. I definitely picked against them in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. I picked Iowa State, which was a winner, but could have been anyone else. I was just fading Kansas. I thought they were overvalued in that one. Question here is they draw New Mexico State, not necessarily a world beater, and they're giving 11.5 points. That's a healthy margin, but not 18, not 23, not a huge margin. I wanted to fade Kansas. Should I do it with New Mexico State at plus 11.5? What's your recommendation, Troy West?
Pete, I absolutely love Kansas in this
Really?
basketball game,
Really?
Pete. Just absolutely love them. And Pete, people forget, Kansas is going to be a new team going into this tournament. There's not much of a better tournament coach than Bill Self, Pete. This guy's got as much success in the tournament as anybody out there. This team is a good basketball team, Pete. I know they slipped up in the championship game against Iowa State. It took a hell of a comeback by Iowa State. I think that actually feeds well for Kansas. I think they're going to be going into this basketball game with a major chip on their shoulder. Like I said, Bill Self, Kansas, the way that they match up. Pete, New Mexico State, to me, I watched this team play Seattle University in the WAC championship game. The WAC championship game, that was the most pathetic basketball game I've watched in some time, Pete. That is bad basketball. It looks like a couple of high school teams playing. The WAC conference, Pete, is arguably the worst conference in all of basketball. And that's just not coming from me. That's a known fact. This team does not belong. They will not belong on the same court as Kansas. Kansas gets it done, and I think it's going to be at least a 17, 18-point game. This is my favorite game of the tournament. The Jayhawks get it done in the first round. New Mexico State goes home, and it's by a big margin.
Okay, that's an interesting take, Troy West from allplayswin.com. But here's some non-conference results for you from New Mexico State. Lost by 17 at Wichita State on the road. They came within 12 of St. Mary's, by 3 at Wyoming. They came within 11 at Baylor. They played UTEP, Colorado State, New Mexico, and UC Irvine. All tough. Kansas 2-7 against spread over their last 9 games. So in light of all of those results, in light of how Kansas closed the regular season and the conference tournament, and in light of how big the spread is, 11.5. So obviously you're anticipating a major reversal of form for Kansas here, because I was fading Kansas down the stretch, especially when they were on the road. I was looking to fade them in the conference tournament, and that all turned out to be pretty accurate, the right way to look at things. You're expecting a change of form from Kansas here?
Absolutely, Pete. You got to understand, you got to throw a lot of this stuff out the window once we get to this tournament. This tournament game is a totally different ball game, Pete. Who's played more tournament games, Kansas or New Mexico State? Who's coached in more of these games? Who's had the opportunity to prep basketball teams to play in these type of games, in this type of spotlight? Bill Self, not the New Mexico State team. I think this Kansas team, really, you're going to see a different Kansas team than what you saw in the regular season. I think they're going to be ready to rock. New Mexico State, this is new stomping ground for them. They're in big trouble when they face the Jayhawks here this week.
Right now, Kansas minus 11.5. We'll see where this line closes. Give a quick plug for allplayswin.com in case people are so impressed that they just want to go up and sign up right now.
Hey, we're absolutely rocking, Pete. We're making people a lot of money. We're changing people's lives. And as stupid as that sounds, we really are. Really encourage people to come take a look. The best service in this industry and winning picks. Very, very consistent. Come take a look, allplayswin.com 24/7. We'll be around. It's going to be a hell of a tournament for us.
All right. That's awesome, Troy. Thanks.